Tagum, Radyo Eskwela na 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 Tagum, Radyo Eskwela na.
Hello dear viewers and listeners! Welcome to our Teleradyo Eskwela Tara Na, the school and air program of DepEd Tagum City. This is your host, Kennedy G. Alimbon. Today, we will be learning about the properties of pure substance and its importance in real-life situation. A lesson in Grade 7 Science, Quarter 1, Module 4. So, get your notebooks, your modules, and your writing pens, and be comfortably seated in your respective homes. To give us the information about this topic, let me give you our teacher broadcaster, Teacher Arlene C. Sumulyo.
Thank you, Sir Ken. Hello, viewers and listeners. We are very glad because despite the pandemic, we can continue learning through our Teleradyo Eskwela. This is Teacher Arlene, your science teacher. Today, we will discuss about saturated and unsaturated solutions. I sincerely hope that you will enjoy today's discussion. Before we forget, let us first have our objectives for today. Towards the end of our episode, you are expected to describe saturated and unsaturated solutions. Determine how much solid dissolves in each volume of water, and describe the appearance of a saturated solution. Define supersaturated solution by comparing and contrasting saturated and supersaturated, and most especially cite and the example of supersaturated solution. In your grade 6, you have learned about different mixtures and their characteristics. You have done activities where you mix a solid or a liquid, or combine two different liquids. In the process of mixing, you have observed that these mixtures either form homogeneous or heterogeneous mixtures. You have seen that when all parts of the mixture have the same uniform appearance and properties, it is homogeneous. Let's try these examples. Can you guess if the substances is homogeneous or heterogeneous kind of mixture? Great! Let's start. Gelatin. Your answer? Heterogeneous. Right. Let's move on to number 2. Cup of milk. Your answer? Heterogeneous. Correct. Way to go, dear students. Can you continue with the rest of the items in your module? I am confident you will get it all correct. Go ahead. At this moment, I want you to imagine vinegar. How many faces do you see? Right. You are correct. It is one liquid. Have you tasted it? What is the taste? Correct. It's sour. Did you know what substances are mixed with vinegar? I know you are curious now. Vinegar is a mixture of acetic acid substances that causes sourness and water. That is why you see one phase of the mixture, because acetic acid is miscible or dissolved in water. One more. Now, The substances that make up homogeneous solution are called components of the solution. These components are called solvent and a solute. What is a solvent? What is a solute? A solvent is a component of a solution that dissolves the other component in itself. It constitutes the larger component of the solution. For example, water is a solvent that dissolves solid substances like sugar. A solute is a component of the solution which dissolves in the solvent. It has the lesser component of the solution. For example, sugar is a solute that dissolves in water. I will repeat. A solvent is a component of a solution that dissolves the other component in itself. It constitutes the larger component of the solution. For example, water. It is a solvent that dissolves solid substances like sugar. A solute is the component of the solution which dissolves in the solvent. It has a lesser component of the solution. For example, sugar is a solute that dissolves in water. Moreover, a solution of air can be determined by its percentage number of gases. Air is composed of 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. The lesser the amount of percentage is the oxygen gas is the solute, while the large amount in percentage is the solvent. Same idea applies to liquid substances. This time, let us take this example. We are going to make 2 glasses of orange juice using powdered juice. Both glasses have the same amount of water. 1 glass will be added with 1 teaspoon of powdered juice, while the other is with 5 teaspoons of powdered juice. Upon stirring, you observe that there is no sign of powdered juice in the first glass, while the other one, you see undissolved powdered juice. What do you think will be the taste of the 2 glasses? You're right, glass 1 tastes bland because there is only a few of the powdered juice in it, while glass 2 tastes too sweet due to the number of teaspoons of powdered juice. What do you think is the science behind it? In glass 1, more water molecules are present than powdered juice. A solution is unsaturated when it contains the maximum amount of solute dissolved by a given amount of solvent. Is called saturated solution. The presence of an excess solid which can no longer dissolve is evidence that the solution is saturated. Have you experienced pouring cold water into your coffee? It's frustrating, right? But what did you do to it? I know some of you just throw it away. Did you know that we can still drink and let the coffee dissolve? Yes, you heard it right. All you must do is to heat the mixture. When you add more amount of a solute to a solution, and then you will observe that some particles are left at the bottom of the solution, at this point, the solution is saturated. It is a solution in which the amount of solute is equal to the solute solubility at a given volume and temperature. During heating of solution, you continue adding solute in a solution and it still dissolves. At this portion, the solution is saturated at a higher temperature. Allowing the solution to cool down at normal temperature and no solute crystallizes, the solution becomes supersaturated. It is a solution in which the amount of solute is greater than the solute solubility at a given volume and temperature. This state is unstable, which by slight agitation causes precipitation. In this process, some of the solutes will come out of the solution. Once precipitation occurs, the result is saturated solution. According to common belief, hot solvent particles travel faster than cold ones, creating more room for the solvent to fit into. Indeed, space is needed for a solution. The molecules of solute must be able to fit into a hole between the molecules of solvent. Thus, the molecules in a solution can be compared to a packed crowd. If a crowd is suddenly dispersed, it is easier to walk through it. After knowing saturated and supersaturated solutions, you are now ready to compare and contrast the difference between saturated and supersaturated solutions. Go and write your answer. In this part of the lesson, let's check what you have learned today. Identify if the following solutions are saturated, unsaturated, or supersaturated solutions. 1. 36 grams in 100 ml solvent at 25 degrees Celsius. Correct. Unsaturated solution. 2. 80 grams in 100 ml of 50 degrees Celsius. Correct. Saturated solution. Can you continue now with the rest of your module? I know you can do it. Good job, dear viewers and listeners. I hope you have learned an interesting lesson from our discussion today, and may this help you in your everyday life. With that, I'm glad that I was able to share significant learning with you. Once again, this is Teacher Arlene. See you next time. Goodbye.
Na 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 na, dapat Tagum Radyo Eskwela na. Na 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 na, dapat Tagum Radyo Eskwela na. Halika na at makinig sa mga aral naming hatid. Saang sumulong ka man kapatid, aabutin ka ng aming tinig.
Walang araw na sasayangin, edukasyon ipagpatuloy natin. Anumang pagsubok at mga balakid,
Kaalaman